last laugh, striking Joseph Santos below the belt, where the sun don't shine, leaving El Rato writhing in agony in the ring. That's certainly one way to introduce yourself not only to a veteran of the locker room like Joseph Santos, but to the CMV universe. Knights obviously not too worried about making friends, or fans for that matter, here on Octane. But teaming up he is with Beatrice Lotus, guys. First time we are seeing her back in action since Ascendance 11, of course, a part of the Magnificent 8 ladder match. Now, of course, her opponent here in this mixed tag team matchup is the woman who ended up winning that Magnificent 8 ladder match, Miss Magnificent 8 herself, Ari Lee. We have a great night of action in store as always. Of course, our main event, 6-man tag team action, guys. Listen to this team, the A-team. All right, an all-star lineup, truly. We've got Josh Wolf, we've got Chris Diamond, and we've got Blake Virtue, all on the same team, taking on Leon Gara and 2 tag team partners of his choosing. Look, I'm a fair guy. All right, that's what Octane is all about, fairness. There's no favorites here. So I'm giving Gara the chance to find someone, or a couple of someones, to help him out. I don't know if there's many in that locker room, though, that are going to be willing to go up against a team of that caliber. But we'll see what Gara can come up with, of course, ahead of his defense against Peligro next week right here at Octane. That's right, guys. Leon Gara kicking off the show by challenging Peligro. He's the one that challenged Peligro to a global championship match. And I have made it official. We're going to find out tonight, though, whether or not Peligro will be heading into that global championship match still as the Anarchy champion, because, of course, a little bit later on, he's set to defend against Cameron Harris. As here comes El Rato himself, Joseph Santos, hopefully coming prepared with a cup this time around, now knowing the antics of Knights. Obviously, it wasn't willing to put over that young talent, brother. Had to get out the gold shovel last week, but he paid the price. And he's going to be teaming up with the newcomer of the year, as voted by the CM Universe, Miss Magnificent 8 herself, Ari Lee, at Ascendance 11, climbing the ladder, unhooking the briefcase, and now has a shot anytime, anywhere at the Women's World Championship that she wants to cash in. Women's Royal Rumble match winner, a former Women's World Champion, and now with that Magnificent 8 contract in her possession, all but guaranteed to hold that championship again. It's just a matter of when she sees the opportunity to strike. But this is, in fact, mixed tag team action. So the fellas fight the fellas, the gals fight the gals. We're going to see Knights and Santos pick up where they left off last week. Referee rings that bell, and here we go. Quick hook to the jaw. Doesn't try to go for another cheap shot immediately. Oh, beautiful back kick there by Santos. Tries to follow it up. Fish drop, not once but twice. Got a little bit overzealous, though, and pays for it. Knights getting out of the way the second time. Double leg takedown into the full mount. Open palm strikes. Like I said, Knights not wasting any time, making it clear that she isn't here to make friends in that locker room. Willing to play dirty against someone as well-loved as Josue Santos, as respected as he is. Knights obviously wanting to make an impact at the expense of the former global champion. Beautiful disaster kick makes the tag, so in comes Beatrice, Lotus, and Ari Lee. Tries to throw out a clothesline, does Lotus. Unfortunately for her, does not go anywhere. Face buster forcing Lotus to kiss the canvas. Also here tonight, guys, from First Class, Stalwart in action as he'll be going one-on-one with Reese Matthews. Of course, we saw issue that challenge to Mr. Green, a rematch at DEF CON, the upcoming Octane exclusive special event. Wanting to get hands on the Paragon of Prosperity once again and sweetening the pot by saying that if he loses, if Mr. Green wins, Reese Matthews will concede. He'll get down on his knees. He will kiss the ring of Mr. Green and acknowledge him for the legend that he is. Acknowledge the legacy that he is building here in CMV, but he's got to get through Stalwart here tonight first. Big elbow to the jaw of Knights. Into the Schoolboy, not going for the pin though. Quick kick upside the head. Tag is made to Miss Magnificent 8. Lotus again just going to try to throw herself at Ari Lee. That's obviously not working though. Might have to come up with a different strategy. As Ari Lee going to pull her back. Kitchen sink, a knee to the gut that'll certainly suck the air right up out of you. Tries for a stop. Lotus able to get out of the way. Strikes with the quick kick. You know, Beatrice Lotus, as we talked about, had a great rookie year as well. Coming into CMV as a member of Octane, capturing the Women's Tag Team Championship twice, breaking the record for most eliminations in the Women's Royal Rumble match. I have no question that Lotus will one day be a world champion here in CMV. Tag is made. Here come the fellas. Off the rope, Santos with a bulldog. And a super kick. Telling Knights not so fast. Legs, digging his knee into the middle of the Knight's back. Cloverleaf pain. As the Irish are going to send the newcomer off the ropes. Leapfrog, drop down, forcing the rookie to get that cardio in here in this opening matchup. Knights able to run out of the way, tries for a dropkick, blocked nicely by Santos, and a slap across the face. Hey, Knights is the one that wanted to play dirty to begin with, so you can't really hold it against Santos. Grabs the hair of Ari Lee. Does Beatrice Lotus to take her down there. Lotus obviously knowing this could be a big win for her. A chance to knock off a pretty much guaranteed future Women's World Champion, perhaps soon. You never know. Anytime, anywhere Ari Lee wants to. Could be tonight. Although I don't believe Xiaorong's actually here, so not likely. But look, we've seen just a couple of years ago, Chris Proudfoot cashed in Money in the Bank on George King, who was unconscious in a hospital. Truly, anytime, anywhere. Looks like Santos wants to put hands on Lotus, but if he does, it result in a disqualification, so containing himself. Couple of headbutts, Lotus. Caught with a kick to the midsection. Oh, and gut first goes Ari Lee right into the steel steps. Extends the hand up to a count of 5 here. And where stomps the open hand of Ari Lee. No denying that she was deserving of that Glammy Award, Newcomer of the Year. She hasn't even been here, guys, 6 months, and look at all that she has already accomplished. Hasn't even been a full year. Drop kick, unable to topple Beatrice Lotus, though. Pulls her in for 2 elbows to the jaw. Didn't see that kick coming, though. Ari Lee proving she's dangerous even off her back. Lotus unwilling to stay down, but Ari Lee on top of her. Like peanut butter on jelly, trying to drag her over to the corner, maybe make a tag to Santos, but Lotus not going to let that happen. Instead, going to send Lee into the corner, just staring at her. Now a slow approach. Kick to the left knee there, tied up in the middle rope. Forearm smash. Ooh, and an axe kick. Yeah, Ari Lee going hard in the paint there. Makes the tag to Santos after lighting up Lotus at the 4th of July. Big old drop kick sends Knights to the outside. And looking to be a bit cheeky. Santos making Knights pay. With that zigzag and a leg lariat. Forearm smash. Into the gut there. Another back kick. Knights going to take Santos, throw him back into the ring. Knights knows full well defeating someone the likes of Joseph Santos go a long way in establishing himself here on Octane. Even in defeat last week, showed that he's willing to do whatever he has to do to get himself noticed around here. Even if that means playing dirty. Try to drag Santos into the corner, but the former global champion with some elbows to the gut. And a Hurricane Rana followed up by the Florida flatliner. And just like that, no. It's quite sure the match is over right there, but Santos ain't finished. Super kick. My man's going off another Florida flatliner. Lotus right there, though, to break it up. Not even a 1 count. He's not taking his eyes off the prize, though. Tries for a leg drop. Might have just suffered a broken tailbone. Knights is lucky to be standing right now. Ooh! Inverted suplex. Oh, and now showing off the goods. Booty popping. Moonsault from Knights into the pin. 1, 2. Can we get a replay of that? Santos is hurting right now. Perhaps let himself get a bit overconfident. Knights trying to make him pay for that. Into the corner he's dragged. Oh, Knights! Knights trying to bite off Santos' nose. As now again, not playing by the rules here. Knights choking Santos out. Gotta be careful though, not to get disqualified. Makes the tag to Lotus. Good news for Santos, has to get the hell out of there. Not good news for Ari Lee. Immediately caught by Lotus's package pile driver. A package. Only a 2 count for Lotus up to the top though. Couldn't ask for better positioning here. Gotta be looking, or maybe not, I was gonna say, gotta be looking to hit that hangover, but instead, oh, a headbutt! She's actually won matches with that before, but wants to make sure the job is done. Another package pile driver. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. Still though, won't be enough, much to the chagrin of Beatrice Lotus, who, frustrated, makes a tag to Knights. Knights gonna go right after Santos, hopping on top of him, using those bites. Oh God! Actually drew blood. Santos is bleeding as Knights takes a chunk of flesh out of El Rato. Gonna try to get him into the corner. Long way though. Santos able to break free. Irish whip gonna send Knights off the ropes. Santos another leg lariat. Hopefully Santos got his rabies shot. Throat thrust, kick to the knee, kick to the gut, tries to go low, but Knights lying in wait with that clothesline. Off the ropes goes Santos, drop down. The leapfrog. Nice arm drag. Basic training right there, but it pays off. Where's Knights trying to take Santos into the corner again. Knights. Oh no, insult to injury there, facing the bum. And then a discus knee. Knights. Here we go again. Rudy popping all, but the theatrics gonna do in. Knights there, took too much time playing around. Now might end up paying for it. Knights gonna get walked into the corner, but luckily able to get himself free. Spinning back fist. Might have just knocked a tooth out, but Santos, no stranger to being bloody, no stranger to getting a shellacking like that. Able to make the tag. Miss Magnificent 8. That fisherman suplex puts her down in the corner. Some stops right between these shoulder blades. Makes a tag rather quickly, though, to bring Santos back in. Those couple of package pile drivers must have done a number on Lee. She's not feeling too great. Right hands from Santos into the pin. Could it be that easy? Unfortunately not. For El Rato, as Knights fights to get to his feet, but a big old chop right down across the face. The crafty Knights back to his feet, shoots into the corner to make the tag to Lotus. Santos trying to take a little bit of a cheap shot there. Didn't do him much good. Lotus with some forearms right across the face of Ari Lee. Rolls to the outside, recuperating quickly back into the fight. Kick to the midsection, leading into a brain buster. But again, Ari Lee making the tag to Santos. Tries for that leg Larry to get Knights able to block and hit a forearm smash off the ropes. Waits for Santos to get to his feet. Gonna look for that inverted suplex again. Right into the pin for a big win here, but Ari Lee breaks it up. Not happy about that as Knights, but remaining focused. Santos is hurt. And the rookie. Oh, what a discus clothesline. Santos just crumbled there. But another save from Ari Lee. Might have been the dub in the bag right there. Santos is out of it, though, as Knights drags him into the corner. Trying to keep Santos isolated. Kick to the back of the knee. Oh, pump handle driver from Knights. Santos saying, get me the hell out of here. And Knights going to talk some more shit. Calling Santos a loser. Another spinning back fist as the tag gets made to Beatrice Lotus. Santos falling down to the outside. He has seen better days at this point. Grabs at the ankle, does Ari Lee. Leg drop to the inside of the thigh and just pop it off. Not finished is Miss Magnificent 8. That cross-legged patella brainbuster might put Lotus down. The uno, the dos, but no tres. Lotus tries to, as fast as she can, get back to her feet. Ari Lee keeps her moving. Reflexes of Ari Lee, man. Not enough to stop Lotus from hitting that arm breaker. Now, Lotus go bask in her own handiwork for a moment. She waits for Lee to get to her feet, tries for a double axe handle, evades it. Desiree Lee hitting another brain buster. Notice not one to stay down for long, hits her signature wheel kick. Looks like gonna try to get Ari Lee into the corner. Easier said than done. Just can't keep a lid on Miss Magnificent 8. Inverted atomic drop, pops her up. Boots to the jaw of Lotus. As now we see a gorgeous standing 450 splash. Ray Rivers not going to be happy that someone's stealing his thunder there. Probably going to hear about it on an Instagram Live later. Oh! Florida flatliner immediately, but Lotus breaks it up at the count of 1. Santos not playing around. He isn't finished either. Sit out crucifix. 1, 2, 3, and a win it's going to be for the team of Joseph Santos and Ari Lee. Knights perhaps more interested in this matchup, trying to get under the skin of Joseph Santos. What a team these two made, though. Santos and Lee victorious here tonight. How come Santos doesn't carry me around in his arms like that? Well, this is one that I have been looking forward to all week long, my friends, because he's back. The Tracy James of old, no longer the agent. He has shed that skin and returning as his true self here tonight. But he's certainly not having it taken easy on him. Up against the Earl, of course. Alongside him is Toyota Camry. And the Earl, after his win last week against Ben Stacy, establishing the Earl's Fighting Education Dungeon. Says that he's going to teach these young lads how to be a gentleman in the ring. And has recruited his first student in the form of Toyota Camry, who of course we didn't know who he was last week when he was in the corner of the Earl. But at the request of Earl, you know, me and Earl, good friends, giving this kid a contract, and at ringside he's going to be again, as the gentleman takes on the one and only Tracy James. It is great to see him back. I mean, there's no denying that Tracy James was in a very dark place as the agent, and he did some horrible things that he has to make amends for. I mean, one of the most dastardly scenes in CMV history when he snapped the neck of Ken Donahue, ending his career last season. But Tracy James, with the help of his father, is back. Focused on his health. Focused on being a better person. But like I said, not having it taken easy on him for his first match back up against the Earl. And I'll tell you what, if Tracy James is really all about his health, mentally and physically, it might not be a good job to get into the ring with the Earl. Fired up after suffering his first and only defeat thus far at the hands of Hunter Quinn at Ascendance 11. He got back on track with that win against Ben Stacy last week, and certainly not looking to let Tracy James be the one to hand him another loss out of the side headlock. A punch to the bridge of the nose takes Tracy James down. The Earl saying, unlike that savage Hunter Quinn and his gang of goons, the Earl is going to teach this younger generation how to compete with class in the ring. Toyota Camry with another front row seat here to see how the Earl gets it done within the squirreled circle. I think I'm having a stroke here tonight. Sunset flip powerbomb by Tracy James. Oh, nice counter right there into a hatch suplex. And a kick to the bum, unallowing the Earl to get back to his feet, but he does. Tries for a cheeky jab, countered by James. Forearm smash. This is Tracy's first match back, guys, since the end of last season. So it's been over 4 months since last James laced up a pair of wrestling boots. Well, it's been even longer than that, technically, since we saw Tracy James in a CMV ring, because, of course, the agent took over for quite a while, doing the bidding of Shay Hoxton and the company. Back body drop by James. Looks good. Looking jacked. Obviously been putting the work in at the Performance Center. Back elbow from James. Nice dodge right there. Some kicks to the back of the Earl's knee. Back into the ring he takes this fight. Looks like he's a bit hesitant to get back into the ring, though. I can't say I blame him. Off the ropes, Earl is sent. Big right hook from Tracy James. Tries for a big boot. Earl saw it coming, though. Moving out of the way and nailing James in the gut with that closed fist. I always wondered what those dates on the left bicep of Tracy James are all about. Never had the chance to ask him. Couple of elbows in the midsection by Earl. He's not interested in anything Tracy James has to say. The Earl, the only thing he wants is to get back to his winning ways and establish his fighting education dungeon. Oh! Blowing down Tracy by his hair. Stop to the bicep, so hard hitting. As the Earl is now, he stomps the hand of Tracy James. Winding elbow to the back of the head. It's all Earl right now. Things not looking spectacular for the returning Tracy James. He's not done, though. Nice arm wrench. Gives himself the opening he needs. Irish whip off the ropes. Little delayed there, and Earl able to capitalize on it. Not for long. Back and forth. Becoming a bit of a slugfest. Fist drop from the former Intercontinental Champion. Tries for it to be a guillotine, but stays out of harm's way. James now dropping Earl on his head with that tiger suplex. Oh, tries to go for a cutter maybe. Miscalculated though. The Earl German suplex. Beautifully executed, waiting patiently for James to get to his feet. And vintage Earl here. The double leg takedown. Kiss the fist. Good night, Tracy James. Thanks for coming. Ref. 1, 2. She was so amazed, so enthralled. And James far from out of the woods just yet. Old world blues. Uno, dos, but no tres for the gentleman. Doesn't waste any time. Getting back on the attack though. And James gets busted open his first night back here in CMV. The Earl gonna choke him out. Risking getting disqualified there. The Earl doesn't care. James trying to stay in the fight here as best he can. But the Earl has largely been in control. To the top rope he goes. Might be looking for that Macho Man elbow. Or a headbutt. That hurt Earl as much as it hurt Tracy James. But into the pin for the win. Only a 2 count. Getting a bit frustrated now is Earl. That Tracy is not willing to go down easily. Single knee backbreaker. Sends him into the corner to Tracy James with blood trickling down his face. Whatever he was trying for there, though, Earl able to see it coming. Down to the outside, eliminated from the Royal Rumble is Tracy James as Toyota Camry continues to watch on, taking mental notes. Battling now here in front of the announce table. Another Tiger Driver. Yeah, the Earl does not want to take that fall. Doesn't want to land on the floor neck first. Another fist drop. Trying to maybe send James back into the ring. Ka-chow kick. At the count of 6, James tossing him back into the ring. 7. Into the squared circle. No clean ring entry from the Earl, though. Clotheslines with a calf kick to finish. Into the pin, and that could do it, guys. 1, 2. But it doesn't. The Earl can't believe it. Starting to get angry now as he waits for James to get to his feet. Gonna kiss the fist again and deliver that decapitating clothesline. The Earl relishing here. Discus punch. To the top he goes. What's it going to be this time? Another headbutt. Right to the chest of Tracy James. 1, 2, 3, and that'll do it. The Earl secures another win for the Fighting Education Dungeon. A valiant effort by Tracy James here in his return. But he's still got a long way to go. Not only physically, not only mentally, but improving himself to the CMV universe. That he truly is a changed man. The gentleman establishing himself here on Octane with Toyota Camry by his side. Octane episode 55 continues up next here, lads, as we got a one-on-one matchup that'll see Cedric Kovic of the Prestige taking on Justice Stone of the Cold Stones Creamery. A follow-up on what happened last week here on Octane, as the Prestige not only attacked the Cold Stones Creamery before their tag team matchup, but we all saw how they won, playing dirty while the ref was down. Kieran Gallagher low-blowing Sexton Stone to get the victory for the Prestige. Sexton and Justice not taking what transpired last week, lying down. Back for a bit of payback is Justice here, who now has to wear, as you'll see when he comes out here, guys, a protective mask, suffering a broken nose at the hands of Cedric Kovic. One of those lethal knees from the Russian vet, shattering the nose of the Ice Cream Man. One of the most dominating tag teams we have currently active here in CMV today, rightfully awarded with the Glammy for Next Big Thing. A dominant tear they have been on as the Octane World Tag Team Champions. And they obviously don't see the Cold Stones Creamery as being on their level. Justice said himself, though, if not for the cheap shots, the result would have been different. So I guess we'll find out here tonight. And indeed, the Ice Cream Man sporting a new look. No telling how long he's going to have to wear that protective mask, but it's what's best for him. Pulverized was his nose. We all saw how much he was bleeding, man, leaking in that matchup. You can be damn sure that Justice Stone coming out here tonight, fired up, eager to get hands on Cedric Kovic. Both men going to have their respective tag team partners at ringside. Kieran Gallagher for Kovic, and of course Sexton here for Justice. But besides wanting to get some revenge, obviously Justice Stone, knowing a win here, will keep the Cold Stones Creamery in the running for a shot at the Octane World Tag Team titles. Well, the Prestige saying the only thing that matters to them is results. And they certainly got what they wanted last week, showcasing that they are willing to play dirty, willing to do whatever they have to do to stay on top of the tag team division here on Octane. Ref rings the bell, and here we go. Cedric Kovic instantly tossing Justice Stone into the corner. And Kovic going to have an upper hand. Literally right now he has an upper hand, but of course Justice, from what I've heard, the docs didn't even want him to compete here tonight, wanted him to stay at home for a couple of weeks, but Justice said not happening, so the protective mask there was a bit of a compromise on the part of the Ice Cream Man. We'll see how well it actually does its job. German suplex. Drops Kovic on his neck. Follows up with a big lifting powerbomb. Still to come, guys, here tonight on Octane episode 55. Up next, the Anarchy Championship on the line as Peligro defends against Cam Harris. We wait to see whether or not Peligro heads into his global championship match next week here on Octane. Still with the Anarchy Championship around his waist. Could potentially become a double champion. Of course, our main event, the all-star team of Josh Wolf. 21 from Cedric Kovic. Big shout out to Shea Hoxton right there. Our main event, the all-star team of Josh Wolf, Chris Diamond, and Blake Virtue take on Leon Gara. And partners of his choosing as Justice gets back into the ring. Up to kind of 7 here already. Kovic's got to wake up. Justice trying to go and collect, and he can't restrain himself. But now Kovic back into the ring. That actually might have saved Kovic. The referee might have counted him out if not for Justice Stone distracting him there for a few seconds. Oh, and Justice Stone, all right. Just like that, my mans did not come to play around here tonight. Justice Stone off a stiff European uppercut collects the win. Certainly not the victory that the Prestige we're looking to follow up with here tonight. Kovic obviously not prepared for how hard-hitting Justice Stone was going to be in this matchup. But obviously proven that they are not going to be backing down from their chase for them Octane World Tag Team titles. Coming up next, guys, we got ourselves a debut on our hands before we actually get to the Anarchy Championship matchup between Cam Harris and Peligro, as Astra arrives here in the women's division. Certainly utilizing the Pyro budget, what's left of it anyway. Astra introducing herself rather spectacularly here on Octane as she's set to take on Nina. A great opportunity for Astra to burst onto the scene here in CMV. Emptying my wallet. Oh, come on now. No one else gets Pyro. It's all for Astra. Wanting to have her big moment here. And a big moment it will definitely be if she can knock off the former women's hardcore champion, Nina. Losing out on going to Battle Scars 9. to face Precious Pratt in that #1 contenders match thanks to Gianna in the gauntlet match earlier this week on Shockwave. Gianna defeating Mina by countout to win the whole damn thing. And of course now we know at Battle Stars it'll be Gianna and Precious Pratt for a shot at the Women's World Championship. So Mina certainly wanting to bounce back with a victory here. Going to try to pull a Santos from last week. Pull out that golden shovel. So here we go. Astra, Mina, 1-on-1, and both women try to, first thing, throw out some kicks, neither connecting, as Mina now tries to come up from behind. Elbow, though, from Astra into a German suplex. Very colorful, as we can obviously see, is Astra. Oh, caught with a moonsault out of the corner by Mina, though. That's going to lay her out, but only for a moment. Back to her feet. Mina helps take her down with that drop onto the knee and a kick to the middle of the back. She's definitely got the pizzazz, as we saw during her entrance. All the theatrics. But can she get the job done in the ring is the question that's going to be answered here. Lands on her feet. Mina, great reversal. Cross-legged fisherman's buster. Astra popping right back up to nail Mina with a kick to the gut. Out of the way of that kick. Snapmare from the newcomer. And a tornado kick upside the head of Mina. Still able to somehow block that second kick, though. And a Hurricane Rana from Mina. A lot of new faces coming into CMV as of late. Nearly a 21 right there. Not quite, though. It's going to be hard for a lot of these rookies to try and shine the spotlight on themselves to, with everything going on, stand out from the rest of the crop. That's definitely what Astra's trying to do here. Knee to the face and a discus clothesline. Firm control right now. Hook to the jaw, though, able to catch that kick. High kick from Astra. Well, she's definitely showcasing how lethal her kicks are. Corkscrew senton into the pin to do the deed. 1, 2, but no. Stays in the fight. Does Mina for it now, but Astra keep it on her like a monkey on a cupcake. Rolls to the outside. Not going to be safe out there. I don't know. Astra with a corkscrew moonsault. All right, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. She might be costing me a lot of money with the pyro. But she can definitely hack it in that ring. Giving Mina a run here. The fight's not over yet, though. Standing shooting star right next to the announce table. Sunset flip down out of the floor. And trust. I think I heard a couple of bones snap right there. Now they're just mean bugging each other, but agreeing to get back into the ring. Astra strikes first, kick to the gut. Brain buster down onto the knee. And a ripcord knee to the jaw. From the corner, Astra kicks him to blast off. Neck breaker from the rookie, scrambles into the pin. 1, 2, 3, and a debut victory for Astra here on Octane. A great showing, but wait a minute, she's not finished. Astra, like I said, all these newcomers trying to separate themselves, trying to establish themselves, and Astra doing just that with a win and a post-match attack. And a smile on her face as she heads up the ramp. time, my friends, for our Anarchy Championship match, and the challenger is already in the ring. Cam Harris ready to go, guys, but here comes the champion, Peligro, holding his arm. It looks like maybe he suffered an injury. And wait a minute, Ben Stacy from behind. It seems as though Peligro has claimed an injury of some sort and unwilling to actually defend his championship here tonight. A great call on the part of Peligro. If you're not at 100%, don't get in that ring, especially if you're going to be putting a championship on the line. Must have injured himself while doing some training in the Performance Center or something. He's got that big global championship match next week. He can't afford to further aggravate any sort of injury. Well done by Peligro. And look at this, even going out of his way to still make sure that Cam Harris gets a matchup tonight. I mean, Peligro. What a guy, you know? Cam Harris coming out here tonight expecting to challenge for the Anarchy Championship. Of course, his prize for winning the Slick B Memorial Battle Royal to set its 11. But instead, up against young Ben Stacy. This could be a great matchup, though. Fair play to Peligro. Hell of a substitute. And hopefully we'll get an update on Peligro's condition. I hope it's not too bad. Again, next week, right here on Octane, he will be challenging Leon Gata for the Global Championship. Leon Gata, who tonight in our main event, if he can find himself a couple of tag team partners, that is, will be taking on the trio of Blake Virtue, Chris Diamond, and Josh Wolf. As Cam Harris not looking too happy, but what are you going to do? Things happen. Hook to the jaw and into a sleeper. Ben Stacy able to escape it, though, with that jawbreaker. Forearm smash, and again a third time, though, blocked by the Sin City Sabre. Going to send Stacy out onto the apron. Right hook to the jaw has it hanging on for life. Forearm smash up to get himself back into the ring. Harris right there waiting for him, though. Pulls him back into a calf kick. Escapes to ringside. Ben Stacy ready for him with a hammerlock Northern Lights suplex down onto the floor. Certainly not a soft landing for Cam Harris there. Stacy coming off a loss to the Earl last week here on Octane. After what happened at Ascendance 11, his loss to Jay Young, Ben Stacy wanting to establish himself. Without Jay Young constantly hanging over him, finally his own man wants to show the world that he has what it takes to be a major star here in CMV. And certainly defeating a decorated superstar like Cam Harris will go a long way. Shooting star from Stacy. 1, 2, 3, and it's a win for Ben Stacy here tonight. Well, perhaps Peligro did Cam Harris a favor in the long run. Harris was supposed to be challenging for the Anarchy Championship, but Peligro injured, unable to compete, and giving Ben Stacy this huge shot, and made the most of it. Did that young man. Big time win for Ben Stacy.
Guys, I have an issue. I have a really big issue right now. I'm fucking tired, alright? I worked out, got these sick gains, you know. I was probably like, I was doing my shit, right? I was working out, doing my thing, and I'm tired, right? And you know, what do you do when you're tired? Do you go to bed? I don't have the fucking time to go to bed. I got a bunch of other shit to do. So, why do I need to rest right now, right? I'll rest at night, whatever the fuck. 3 hours of sleep, that's all you need. But right now, all I need is some W. That's it. That's all I need. All I need is some W. Right now, the flavor I have, the flavor we're going to try right now in this commercial, Pushing Punch. It's a really good flavor. Let me get this shit open. A little close up on my face, whatever the fuck. Okay, right? We get this bitch open. And you get, there's a scooper in there. Sift out all the cocaine, whatever the fuck is in here, this powder. I swear, this shit addictive though. This shit really good though. But remember, what the fuck they say on Jitterless energy blend. So that means when you have this, you're not gonna have a crash afterwards. You put in this little thing in there. My dog trying to make a little cameo. How you doing, Mika? You doing all right, Mika? Mika loves W. And then you fill this up with water. All you gotta do, you fill it up with water. I don't know how many ounces are in here. It might be 16, it might be 32. You know, if it were 16, call creators would actually love this a lot more than they actually do. But anyways, and then all you gotta do, you put the lid on. You put this damn lid on. I can secure it a little tightly. And then all you do, you shake it. All you gotta do is shake it. That's literally all you have to do. All you have to do is shake this fast as you can, or as hard as you can, you know, make sure everything's dissolved in there. Pop the top off, give it a little taste. That shit refreshing as fuck. Now I'm gonna have enough energy to, you know, like, do all the other shit I need to do. Use code CMV23 for 10% off your order. Thank you guys at W for sponsoring us, and we are back to the next match, or wherever the fuck we're going to.
It's our tertiary main event up next here on Octane, episode 55, guys, and stalwart of first class one-on-one with Reese Matthews. Of course, we all saw what happened last week on Shockwave, guys, the long-awaited one-on-one matchup between Mr. Green and Reese Matthews, which the Red Fox earned when his team won the Hardcore War at Ascendance 11. But despite the fact that Mr. Green stayed true to his word, he left the rest of first class in the back. Didn't stop him from utilizing those underhanded tactics, distracting the ref and low-blowing Reese Matthews to get the victory. And wasted no time, did Mr. Green, gloating about said win, which prompted Reese Matthews to let him know the fight is not over. He ain't backing down, and challenging Mr. Green to a rematch, but sweetening the pot, enticing Mr. Green by saying that if the bajillion-dollar champion can defeat him again at DEF CON, Reese Matthews will get down onto his knees, kiss the ring, and acknowledge Mr. Green's legacy. So the match is on for DEF CON. Will Mr. Green get the acknowledgement he craves, or can the total package against the odds stop Mr. Green from building that legacy here in CMV he cares so much about? Well, it's certainly going to be a crowded ringside area here tonight, as Reese and Matthews going up against the right-hand man of Mr. Green, the gigantic stalwart and the Bogan Bros at ringside too. Once upon a time, the clients of the Red Fox. But no longer after Mr. Green swooped in. Brought them over to first class. And Reese Matthews is shifted back into gear as an active competitor, guys. No longer with the fancy suit. As he wages this one-man war against first class. Mr. Green, I'm sure, here tonight hoping to see stalwart tear Reese Matthews to shreds. The Red Fox lucky if he's even able to limp into DEF CON. There we go, rings the bell, and Matthews not going to back down, shows no fear as he immediately charges stalwart. Doesn't go his way, able to get back to his feet though. Drops the big man on his neck with a tiger suplex. Of course, the $1 champion, Mr. Green, at ringside with the impressively dressed Bogan Bros. Say what you will about the Bogan Bros. They know fashion. Alright, that's what Australians are number one known for, their fashion. Up to the top goes Reese Matthews. Knows he's going to have to use his superior speed and agility here to outmaneuver someone the size of Stalwart. Great elbow drop, a pin. Almost able to keep Stalwart down for the count. Not so easy as Stalwart picks himself up in the corner. Reese tries to charge him, but gets up the boots to Stalwart. Back and forth between the two guys is coming up next in our co-main event. Precious Pratt, one-on-one she will be against Celestina Marquez. Our main event, six-man tornado tag team action as the all-star trio of Josh Wolf, Chris Diamond, and Blake Virtue take on the, for now, global champion and two partners of his choosing. As of course we know, next week right here on Octane, at the behest of Leon Gata, he will be defending his global championship against Peligro. To the top goes Reese Matthews again. A flying fox. Moonsault. Reese Matthews has not been an active competitor, guys, in quite a long time. Over the last year, he's had a handful of matches. As we saw, that distraction from Mr. Green does not pay off. Reese Matthews knows the game of first class at this point. Former undisputed world heavyweight champion. Might be looking for that BFT of his, but Stalwart instead squashing him in the corner. And now choking him out. Remaining weary of the referee's count, though. As he slows things down, punishing offense to the Red Fox. Tries to go after the legs, though, and Reese Matthews finds an opportunity to push him back to the ringside area. Stalwart manhandling. Reese Matthews just dropping out of that military press. Right down onto the floor. Knee drop from the Red Fox as the rest of first class watch from Stalwart's corner. Reese Matthews, guys, obviously putting a lot on the line at DEF CON, where if he loses, he must get down onto his knees, kiss the ring of Mr. Green, swallow his pride, and acknowledge Mr. Green and the legacy that he is building here in CMV. Big boot from Stalwart, all of first class, popping big for their boy. Down out of the knee into a neck breaker. Reese Matthews might be in rough shape right now, but this matchup certainly is not over yet. scoop slam from the right-hand man. Impressed with himself. Breaking the eyes of the Red Fox. Elbow to the jaw, though. Didn't see that coming. Kick to the midsection. Tries for the super kick. Stalwart says, I don't think so. Nailing Reese Matthews, the power slam, and now some outlaw stomps to the chest. Reese doing all he can to keep his head above the water. That might be a moot point here against someone like Stalwart. Sends him off the ropes. Not acting quick enough. Stalwart trying to go for his choke slam. Reese not wanting any of that. Knocks him down to the outside. This is dangerous here. Reese now caught between Stalwart and the rest of First Class. Better take this fight back into the ring quickly. Snap German suplex. Mr. Green, though, and the Bogan Bros unable to really do much unless they want to risk a disqualification. Big clothesline from Stalwart. Mr. Green trying to get between the two. Not a bright idea. But Stalwart back into the ring. Tries to go for the jumping cutter, but acts fast as Stalwart. Maybe the Death Valley driver. Single leg takedown. And Reese again knows he can't waste time. The cutter connects. 1, 2. Red Fox unable to put Stalwart away, and now it's Blaze Bogan causing a distraction. Hard feelings there still. Reese falling for it. Clobbering forearm across the face. A tweet here, guys, from Amelia Jones, as she says, I'm rooting for Pratt since she is, of course, my tag team partner on this upcoming episode of Shockwave. Plus, this could be an opportunity to see what we can do to get the win in that tag team match. Indeed, on Shockwave, it will be a team of Amber Young and Gianna taking on Precious Pratt and Amelia Jones. Coming up next, it's Pratt one-on-one with Celestina Marquez. Before, of course, at Battle Scars 9, it's Gianna Pratt one-on-one for a shot at the Women's World Championship. Back body drop from Stalwart. Grabbing the arm of Reese Matthews. Just slowly but surely, guys, picking the Red Fox apart right here. Looking to damn near rip out his eyeball. Such force behind everything Stalwart does. Coconut crunch. And Stalwart now looking to drop the big leg. Guillotining Reese Matthews. 1, 2. But much to the shock of Stalwart, kicks out. Does Reese. Now the choke slam. No. Matthews refusing to go down to give Mr. Green that satisfaction. Tries for a stop. Reese to his feet. Tumbles down to the outside. Stalwart not looking to let Reese Matthews get even a moment to catch his breath, though. Here comes Mr. Green. Wants to get a good look as Stalwart with the jackknife. Splat goes Reese onto the floor. The resolve, though, Reese Matthews. You can't help but to be impressed. Well, I'm saying good things, Reese. Not looking to get caught by Mr. Green there at ringside. Another cutter! Quickly into the pin. 1, 2. Good God, man. Listen to these fans. They are definitely behind Reese Matthews, trying to rally for the Red Fox. Quick pin attempt, desperate by Stalwart. That's a 2 count only. Going for the choke slam again. Reese Matthews too quick for him. Hangman's neck breaker on spaghetti legs. Is Stalwart. Irish whip sends him off the ropes. Go behind, takes him down, grabs that tree trunk leg, trying to steal the win. Setting him up for a major reality check. From the full mount position, just wails on Stalwart. The Brett Rope he goes. Tries for a knee drop. Stalwart gets out of the way for a man his size, man. Quick. Busts Reese open. And we've seen this plenty of times from Stalwart. That big boot. Nearly taken off the head of Reese Matthews, but that ain't good enough. Mr. Green isn't satisfied. And so Stalwart gonna drop another leg. And surely that's the end of Reese Matthews here tonight. It is our show main event coming up next here on Octane. Episode 55, guys, and Celestina Marquez is already in the ring. Precious Pratt from behind, coming from out of the crowd, jumping the barricade to get a cheap shot in on Marquez before this matchup actually starts. Precious Pratt obviously wanting to keep her momentum at an all-time high, heading into Battle Scars 9, and willing, as we just saw, to do whatever it takes to stack them wins, heading into her #1 contenders match against Gianna in just a couple of weeks. I wonder how Amelia Jones felt about that. Saw that tweet from her during the last matchup that she'll be watching as she prepares to team up with Precious Pratt this upcoming episode of Shockwave against the duo of Gianna and Amber Young. Oh, rakes the eyes, does the Muscle Mommy, a part of that over-the-top rope battle royal, which Precious Pratt won last week to earn her spot in the Battle Scars #1 contenders matchup. Precious Pratt with the Cobra Clutch Slam, showing some power against, I'd say, the pound-for-pound strongest woman here in CMV today, Celestina Marquez. Look at Pratt, man, tossing her around like it ain't no thing but a chicken wing. Marquez tries to rally the fans to support her after that pre-match cheap shot by Pratt. Big old blow to the upper back, guys. Coming up next, it's our main event. 6-man Tornado Tag Team matchup. Josh Wolf, Chris Diamond, and Blake Virtue taking on global champion Leon Gata and some partners of his choosing. Who is going to stand by the side of the Golden Lion? Forearm smash going to put Marquez up against the ropes. Irish whip. Just using her body as a weapon there to put Marquez down. And now a rear naked choke with the body scissors. Marquez is taught, guys. Will she be put to sleep? No. Escapes with some elbows. Both women slowly back to their feet. Forearm right to the base of Celestina's skull. And now that she's been knocked loopy, Pratt tries to take advantage with that headbutt. Instead gets pulled into a short arm clothesline. Celestina from behind, axe suplex. Nothing crazy technical about it, but certainly effective there. Pratt gets back to her feet though. Headbutt. And again. One more time. Precious Pratt has been consistently impressive, guys, since she debuted at the top of this new season. This is her first real opportunity, though, to break into the upper echelon come Battle Scars. For both she and Gianna. Neither had a shot at the Women's World Championship. One of them going to earn that opportunity, though. And Precious Pratt, as she showcased before this matchup started, not going to let anything stand in her way. Certainly not any rules. Marquez, though, looking for that patented modified Russian leg sweep first. Pratt able to see it coming, however. Even more headbutts. Things are not looking good for the Muscle Mommy as Pratt goes up top. Fixing to fly. Waiting for Marquez to get to her feet. Drop kick evaded. Celestina grabbing her by the hair. A quick, desperate pin attempt. Gets only a 1 count for the former women's hardcore champion. Bashing Pratt's face in. Elbow right to the back of the head. And Celestina, knowing that this is a win that could mean a lot for her in the future should things go Pratt's way over the next few weeks. If she becomes #1 contender at Battle Scars, goes on to maybe become Women's World Champion, Marquez can say she has a victory against Precious Pratt. Elbows to the midsection. Marquez gets free. Forearm smash. Walking Pratt over to the ropes. Celestina running Pratt down. Another pin attempt. 1, 2. Pratt continuing to kick out. Marquez getting more and more frustrated. Precious Pratt obviously making it clear to Gianna with that pre-match attack on Marquez here that she won't be holding anything back come Battle Scars. And obviously knowing that Gianna isn't exactly the cleanest player in the game, so willing to get dirty if that's what it's going to take. Celestina though, lining Pratt up with that backslide driver. Stacks her up. 1, 2. Precious Pratt kicking out with such force it actually knocked Marquez back. Enjoying this matchup on these fans here in attendance. Celestina certainly giving Precious Pratt a run for her money. With those pressing some right hands. I don't know if Precious Pratt really wanted to make an enemy out of Celestina Marquez, but from the top to the outside, drop kick she was looking for earlier, nails it. Everybody getting the hell out of the way as Precious Pratt turns Marquez inside out in the timekeeper's area. Right into a set of steel chairs. This is what I call up close and personal here. Hang on a minute now, ladies. Forearm smash. Celestina Marquez has lost it. Just tossing Pratt all over here next to the announce table, but gets back into the ring. Pratt right behind her. Marquez takes her over to the ropes. Not the guillotine. Trying to take Pratt's head off using that bottom rope. Slowly brings her to her feet. Discus punch drops Precious Pratt, the would-be #1 contender for the Women's World Championship. Finds herself an opening, and there's that choke. Vintage Precious Pratt with that choke. Trying to put Celestina Marquez to sleep here. The muscle mommy hanging on. And finds a way to fight free. That's the first time that anyone has ever escaped that choke. Usually when Pratt locks that in, it's over. You're going night-night. Russian leg sweep. Marquez floats over from side control. Some big right hands to the jaw. Gonna go for that modified Russian leg sweep again. This time hits it. But the muscle mommy isn't finished. Sitting on Pratt, nailing her with some nasty forearms. Cheeky jab, knife edge chop, follows up with a snap vertical suplex, floats over for the pin, but a lucky rope break there for Precious Pratt. However, Marquez going for the backslide driver again. Pratt stays out of harm's way. Oh, dropping Marquez on her face. And a cross body to the back of the head. Sharp knee to the temple immediately after. Look at Pratt circling Celestina Marquez like a shark, smelling blood in the water. The follower ringside not wanting to give Marquez a chance to recuperate. Throws her right back into the ring, saying there ain't no running. To the top goes Precious Pratt, as Marquez is barely able to get back to her feet. Off the top! Drop kick right to the chest. Kick to the top of the head though, Marquez acts fast. Butterfly DDT. Desperate pin attempt. Will it be enough? Yes, it will! Celestina Marquez ekes out a win here tonight. What a matchup. Well, Precious Pratt with that pre-match cheap shot, guys. Wanted to give herself the upper hand, trying to keep her momentum on the up and up going into Battle Scars. But all she did was piss off the muscle mommy and paid the price. A great win for Celestina, as I'm sure Gianna has a smile on her face seeing that result. It is time, my friends, for our main event of the evening here on Octane, episode 55, and it's 6-man tornado tag team action as this all-star lineup of Josh Wolf, Chris Diamond, and Blake Virtue taking on the trio of global champion Leon Garra and a couple of partners of his choosing. We've said it before, guys. We'll say it again. Here on Octane, with myself in charge. All right, we're about fairness, first and foremost. Integrity. All right, no favorites here on Octane. And I heard what Chris Diamond said earlier tonight. He wasn't thrilled with that Global Championship match being made official next week. But Leon Garra actually had some balls and issued the challenge. He called out Peligro. Peligro accepted. I had no choice but to make the match official, but rest assured, Chris Diamond is owed a rematch for the Global Championship. He was screwed at Ascendance 11, the London screw job. And I want him and everyone else to know that he will get his rightful shot at the Global Championship. Josh Wolf back in action for the first time since Ascendance 11 in his unforgettable London Street Fight Iron Man match against the Bloody Brit. He needed a couple of weeks to recuperate. Probably needs even longer than that, but he's out here tonight looking to pass off some momentum to his Kill Your Heroes ally in Peligro, who, of course, guys, we saw earlier tonight, unable to defend his Anarchy Championship against Cam Harris due to an injury, and I luckily was just told by our docs here on Octane that Peligro's okay. He'll be all right in time for next week. He'll make it to that Global Championship match. A matchup that this man will certainly be watching. Because whomever leaves at the Global Championship, the Global General, will be waiting for them. And then there's a man who certainly has to be considered as a top contender after he pinned Leon Garra clean as a whistle right here on Octane. Wasn't a very good night for Garra last week here on Octane. Beaten down at the hands of Peligro and then handed a loss courtesy of the best bout machine. This might just be one of the greatest trios assembled in CMV history, though. Josh Wolf, Chris Diamond, and Blake Virtue. Where else are you going to find stars like this in CMV? Certainly not over on Shockwave. The B Show. It's only the A Show, baby. Wolf, Diamond, Virtue. And it appears as though Leon Garra was able to scrounge up some tag team partners here tonight. I honestly didn't think anyone in that locker room would be willing to pair up with the quote-unquote global champion, but he's managed to dig at the bottom of the barrel. These two schmucks, Tommy Blaze and August Sky, dared to put their hands on me back at Ascendance 11, helping out their pal, Bread. And I guess they're holding a little bit of a grudge. Well, I'll tell you what, they're going to regret deciding to pair up with Garra here tonight. Apparently August Sky getting his ass kicked by Peligro last week wasn't good enough. He wants another shellacking. And Leon Gata walking out onto the Octane stage for what could be one of his final times holding that global championship up into the air. A title he shouldn't even be holding. It was the screw job of the century, guys, back in Ascendance 11. Got him making off like a thief in the night with that global championship. But like I said before, at least he had the balls to put that championship on the line. And defend it he will next week against Peligro, where Gara says he'll prove he deserves to hold that championship no matter what happened at Ascendance 11. Leon Gata enjoying his moment here because he knows that he shouldn't even really be holding that championship. And knows that next week it might be in the possession of Peligro. So here we go. It's six-man tornado tag team action, guys. Josh Wolf, Chris Diamond, and Blake Virtue taking on Sky High, Tommy Blaze in August, and Leon Gata. Of course, tornado tag team rules. All six men active at the same time. First team to get the pin or the submission in the ring gets the dub, as we see Wolf go to work on the left ankle of Gata, trying to give Peligro any advantage heading into the Global Championship matchup next week. I'm sure Wolf himself is still quite sore after the London street fight. Virtue butting in to get hands on the champion, as we see Diamond targeting the knee of Tommy Blaze. August Sky knocking the Global General down to the outside. No countouts. A six-man tornado tag team matchup. In the timekeeper's area they go. It's a very popular spot here tonight on Octane. August Sky. Look, credit where it's due. August Sky can do some amazing things. He may be an idiot. May have made a very poor career choice, deciding to save the rear end of Observer Brand at Ascendance 11 and choosing to come to the end of Leon Gata here tonight, but the kid is incredible. There's no denying that. We have got a fight all around the ringside area. Leon Gata throwing Wolf off to the side as he looks to chase down Diamond. First time these two have been able to get hands on each other since Ascendance 11. Might not be any countouts, no disqualifications, guys. We can only win by pin or submission in that ring. Virtue will then be upside the head of August Sky. Takes him down. Diamond sending the global champion back into the ring. And Gata pleading for a refuge, but a momentary reprieve not in the near future of the Golden Lion. Definitely not in a matchup like this. Golden Shower, though. Gata leaping into the pin. August Sky keeping Virtue busy, but it doesn't matter anyhow. Diamond able to kick out. Gata gonna help out Sky. Send Virtue To ringside, Gunna. Who's he going after? Shooting star to Chris Diamond. Tommy Blaze on his own against Virtue and Wolf here outside the ring. They get back in though. Help out Chris Diamond. Tommy Blaze is just hanging out, asleep on his feet, leaning against the barricade. Finally wakes up. It is going to be an amazing episode of Octane next week, my friend. I mean, every single episode of Octane is amazing under my leadership. Let's not kid ourselves, but that global championship match, a rematch over a year in the making. Gato versus Gato. Peligro, Leon Gato for the global championship. Tommy Blaze tossed into the ring at the behest of Blake Virtue as Gato takes out Wolf with a beautiful sunset flip powerbomb. And now gut first descent into the edge of the announce table. Everybody at ringside just beating the hell out of each other. There goes Wolf back into the squared circle. Tommy Blaze looking to take advantage. Clothesline turning Wolf inside out, but only a one count is Diamond with the break your neck foundation at the same time, and Unprettier lays out Josh Wolf. August Guy doesn't stop there. Double knees to the face. Busted open is Wolf. Got it to the outside. Throwing caution to the wind to take out the British Baller. Goes for the pin to Tommy Blaze. Off the final flash. Wolf kicks out at 2 though. Virtue back in. Immediately met by August Sky with a drop kick. There's no questioning what a huge win this would be for Tommy Blaze and August Sky, knocking off 3 former world champions. 3 of the absolute best of the best. Like Virtue trying to maintain the upper hand against Tommy Blaze. Back in the ring, Leon Gato sends Chris Diamond off the ropes. Golden shower! Diamond though, with that ring awareness, quickly rolls out onto the apron before he can be pinned. Gato gonna go after Wolf. Rapid kicks to the knee. Wolf says, knock that shit off. On the rebound, spinning side slam. German suplex with the bridge from August Sky. Brings that bridge crashing down. Does Blake Virtue as Wolf, vertebreaker to the global champion. Not enough to seal the deal though. Knee to the face. Virtue for the win. Uno, dos. But the tres eludes him. Diamond to the outside. As back in the ring, Virtue with a go to hell. Wolf keeping Gato busy. 1, 2, 3. This match is over. The All-Star Trio victorious here in our Octane main event. Josh Wolf, Chris Diamond, and Blake Virtue scooping up a phenomenal win as Leon Gato's misfortunes continue, and they ain't stopping anytime soon, guys.